pit road, and it was just part of it. It was growing pains, but man, I mean, this is the
2004 Cup Series champion and 34-time Cup Series winner Kurt Busch announced today at his home track, Las Vegas Motor Speedway, that he would be sitting out for the rest of 2022 and that he would not race full-time in 2023. We all knew that Kurt Busch was going to have an announcement this morning. You know, we could kind of speculate what it was going to be because it's his home track and all that stuff. But, yeah, it's just the circumstances, they suck. There's no other way to put it. But Kurt Busch did say today that he will not be racing full-time in 2023, and Tyler Reddick will be driving the number 45 car for 2311 Racing. Kurt Busch's press conference this morning, he read a statement. He put that statement on Twitter. It's a very long statement. The teams, 2311 Racing released a statement. RCR released a statement about Reddick. But yes, Kurt Busch, NASCAR legend, Hall of Famer. I believe he's the last active driver who raced with Dale Earnhardt. You know, he's not saying retirement. He does want to still come back and race part-time at, you know, at times, maybe, if he's feeling up to it. But, yeah, let's look at the statements first. Kurt Busch's, it would take me a few minutes to read these, so I'm gonna play them over here, and you guys can pause, read the statements. It's about 4 slides here that I got for you that Kurt Busch posted on his social media pages, so I'm gonna let you guys look at that, and then I will read you the other statements from teams and all that. The official statement from 2311 says, "From the day Kurt Busch joined our team, we knew he was going to elevate our organization in many ways. From earning 2311 our first playoff berth with his commanding win at Kansas Speedway to numerous hours spent off the track helping to grow our program, Kurt has made us better. This season took an unexpected turn with his injury. Despite the unfortunate circumstances, Kurt has not stopped being a true professional and a trusted teammate. We fully support Kurt's decision to focus on his health and are grateful for his guidance as our team builds a strong foundation for the future." With Kurt choosing to not race full-time next year, 2311 Racing announced today that upon reaching an agreement with Richard Childress Racing, Tyler Reddick will join 2311 in 2023 to drive the number 45 Toyota Camry TRD. We look forward to competing against Tyler over the remaining 4 weeks of the season and look forward to having him join our team thereafter. Yeah, just going to make a quick comment on that. That first statement is very true. You look at Kurt Busch the past few years, 2311, Chip Ganassi Racing, Stewart Haas Racing, Furniture Row Racing, those last 4 teams. Kurt Busch, when he arrived there and when he left there, the teams were much improved, much better because Kurt Busch is just that good of a race car driver. He has a great mind. And he's proven himself quite a bit. We'll talk about his career later on after all the statements, but I just wanted to say that real quick while we were on the topic. RCR released a statement on Tyler Reddick's departure from the team and them releasing him in 2023, buying out his contract, I guess. Richard Childress Racing has agreed to release Tyler Reddick to drive for 2311 in 2023. With Kyle Busch coming to RCR next year, we believe it is in our mutual best interest to focus on building successful programs for the future. RCR and Tyler have enjoyed a great deal of success together, and everyone at RCR wishes him well. That last sentence, is that really true? I'm just kidding. Yeah, I got to try to make jokes so I don't get too upset here. But Reddick posted something on Twitter. He said, "The circumstances resulting in the seat being available are very unfortunate, but I am really excited to start my journey with 2311 Racing 1 year early. I think that was a typo. Let's see here if I'm forgetting any statements. We've covered Kurt Busch. We've covered 2311. We've covered RCR. We've covered Tyler Reddick. Haven't seen anything from Denny Hamlin or Bubba Wallace yet. I'm sure those will come soon if I do indeed get those. But let's talk about Kurt Busch. Let's talk about the press conference a little bit. Then we will look back at his career. He did not rule out retirement. He did not rule it a retirement. His family was not in attendance. His friends were not in attendance. It was not, everyone standing there hugging and supporting Kurt because he's calling it quits. Kurt Busch, in his statement that you guys read, in his press conference, he said this is not it, but he is stepping away from full-time racing in 2023. He does not feel 100% right now. He wants to focus on getting 100%. And if he said if he doesn't feel 100%, he doesn't think he can give it his all for it, fighting for a championship. I believe he said some of the problems he's still having with his head is the vestibular, I think I pronounced that right, which has to do with the inner ear and then also a sense of balance. So, the balance is a big deal, obviously, in every aspect of life, but also just reaction time, I think he said, was one of the things, and, needing to have quick reaction. He says usually his reactions are just a little bit slow still compared to like when he sees something happen. It takes a second for him to react or something. So trying to get that brain fully healthy still, trying to get back to normal. But I mean, Kurt Busch was pretty emotional during the press conference, especially when he was saying like the sentence like, I will be stepping away in 2023. And he explained in there he's a competitor. He wants to compete. He wants to win. So for someone who's been competing, being extremely competitive on the top professional level of stock car racing, to step away for a full season at least, maybe for the rest of his career, this could be it. That's going to be those are tough words to get out of your mouth as a competitor. So, very emotional for him, obviously. The whole circumstances of it, they suck. I cannot emphasize that enough. It sucks what happened to him. It sucks that he got a concussion. It sucks that he has been out this long. It sucks that it is going to take him out for almost a year and a half. It is a shit situation. No other way to put it. It sucks really, really bad. But Kurt is looking out for himself. You got to respect the move. Some people might not make this move. They may, say, screw it, I want to still compete. If I get brain damage later in my life, screw it. Kurt is saying, I care about myself. I care about my future. I know there is a life after I'm in the race car, and I want to, still be around for it. I want to be fully there. I don't want to have brain damage and that kind of thing. And he still plans to be on the sport. 2311, Denny Hamlin has said on multiple occasions, once Kurt is done driving, we got an office role for him. We have a spot for him here at 2311. He can help us out outside of the race car, and we plan on offering him a job or having him here for the rest of his life if he wants, so that kind of thing. So Kurt Busch, it sounds like he's still going to be at 2311 next year in some sort of role, competition meetings. I'm sure he'll be working with the drivers as well. I mean, obviously, he's driven this next-gen car. He's driven all types of race cars. He's a Cup Series champion. He's won a lot of races. He knows what he's talking about. He knows what he's doing. So, he's going to be a huge help over there, and he's already been a huge help over there. You look at 2311's first year, there were a lot of growing pains. Yes, they won a race with Bubba Wallace at Talladega, but it was a rough year. I think they were barely in the top 20 in points, maybe just outside. This year, Kurt Busch won a race in May. First half of the season, he was a race winner. Multiple top fives. I think he had a runner-up at Nashville, led a good few laps of different races. Qualified third in New Hampshire. He has looked really, really good this year up until his injury. And then you look at the rest of the organization. Bubba Wallace won another race at Kansas, so they're showing a lot of speed at Kansas. They're fighting for fifth in the Owners' Championship, just got eliminated last week. But, they've been really good this year. They have shown speed at intermediate tracks, Kansas, Michigan, Charlotte, wherever it may be. And I think Kurt Busch, I'm sure, has contributed to that on the 2311 side. Obviously, Toyota brings a really good package. They bring good engines. They bring great cars to those tracks. But I think Kurt Busch on the 2311 side of things has definitely helped. I think he's helped Bubba Wallace as well. For Bubba Wallace, for his first teammate really in the Cup Series to be a Cup Series champion, a veteran, a guy who's been around for more than 20 years, that is a huge help no matter who it is. So I think he's helped, not just the team, but also the other driver in 2311. And now they are bringing in Tyler Reddick, a two-time Xfinity Series champion, a three-time Cup winner. who knows how to get it done. So the future's bright at 23XI for sure, with Tyler Reddick and Bubba Wallace. Those guys are going to win them a lot of races, maybe even one day a championship. But as for Kurt Busch, it's tough, man. Just the way it's happening. I don't know if Kurt Busch was planning to retire, maybe in a couple of years. I don't know what his plans were. He's not saying retire, so he's not retiring. I keep on saying that word, but it feels like, the end of his career is getting escalated because of either it was a crash at Michigan, wherever he crashed earlier in the season, and then that crash at Pocono just kind of made everything worse for him in terms of his physical health with his head. And it sucks that, it's not confirmed, he still wants to race, but that the potential is there that the last time Kurt Busch was in a Cup Series car was in a qualifying lap at Pocono when he backed into the wall. Just, that's terrible. Like, it is 2022. We've talked about the safety of the next-gen car here a lot, but we got to talk about it again because it's one of the main focuses today. If Kurt Busch crashes at Pocono and doesn't get hurt because the drivers don't take more of the impact than usual, we're not sitting here today talking about Kurt Busch sitting out 2023. We're sitting here talking about Kurt Busch maybe still in the playoffs. We're here talking about Kurt Busch maybe still fighting for race wins, maybe being a favorite for his home track at Vegas because of how good Toyota is at the intermediate tracks. We could be talking about Kurt Busch. He may have just gotten eliminated from the playoffs. Okay, let's look at 2023. Is he going to be a favorite there? Is he going to make the playoffs next year? Is he going to make a deep run next year? How are they going to do? So the focus, the headlines, everyone talking about Kurt Busch in October of 2022 is about his physical health, the safety of the next-gen car, the future of 23XI. Will Kurt Busch come back because of his crash in July at Pocono? Try to think of what else to say. He does still want to race. I've said that. He has said that. He wants to do some races. Like, he talked about some of the races he was disappointed in missing this year. He emphasized the ones that he hasn't won yet. He said Watkins Glen. That's one he really wants to win. And he hasn't got it done yet. So he really wants to win there. There was another track he mentioned that he really wanted to win at. Oh, man. Where was it? Darlington. He said he hadn't won at Darlington. He really wants to win at Darlington. And then he also said he wanted to win at Michigan with Toyota. He's won with Ford. He's won with Chevy. He's won with Dodge. And he said, Toyota, that's the last one I got to win at Michigan with, and I haven't done that yet. And this year, this would have been a great opportunity. And he's not wrong. Toyota, all of them were in the top 10. Bubba Wallace had a shot at the win. So they were really, really fast in July, August, whenever that race was. So it sucks, man. It really, really sucks. I don't know what else to say here. I really hope this isn't it for Kurt Busch. He said he's talking to Fox Sports about potentially doing something in the booth, which I honestly think would be great. I think he does great at the booth. He does great at commentary. He's done some Truck Series races before, and I think he's done amazing there. So I would love to hear him in the booth with Mike Joy and Clinton Boyer, if he's willing to do that, obviously. But, it sucks that it's come down to this, but, you got to respect Kurt Busch's decision. I really, really hope he comes back. Part-time, full-time, whatever it may be. If he comes back for a few races next year, I would be thrilled to see that. I would be thrilled to see him in the car, thrilled to see him competing. I don't know what races he would run. Watkins Glen, maybe, obviously. He talked about that one. Darlington, maybe. Would he run his home race at Las Vegas? I don't know which races he would run. But, really, 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 really unfortunate circumstances here. Sucks that we had to talk about this. I don't know what else to say. But Kurt Busch, I hope this isn't it. But if it is, great career, obviously. As I said, 34 Cup wins, a championship. The evolution of him, not just as a driver, but as a person as well, from his early days when he was a controversial figure. He had his issues, he was on probation, he was, threatening to beat up some reporters sometimes, but second half of his career, he really mellowed down. He really became a much better person, you know, and he's now a fan favorite, you know. It's quite the turnaround for Kurt Busch. It's been quite the career for Kurt Busch. I really hope it's not over, but if it is, it truly has been a great career. It's been great to watch him, and glad I got to see him win once at Kansas back in May. So, man, yeah, really hope he comes back. But thanks for watching this video. I really don't know what else to say, but have a great rest of your day, and we will see you for the race at Las Vegas tomorrow.